Choke, no joke, chiggy choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, chiggy choke, no joke. We in here. All right. You know what it is. AC first up in the building. You already know. All right. Kim, thanks. Appreciate that. That's me over in Clark, Atlanta, teaching the media class. Yeah, you know, I teach mass media class at Clark, Atlanta. My man B High every once in the blue moon. You know what I mean? All right, Agent 9, let's go. L. Harris in the building. Miss Spaz, let's go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Riz Lyricist, what it is. You already know. Smoke News, what up? Red Man, what up? Brooklyn is in the building. Outlaw 96, you already know. Smoke News. Yo, Chuck, I always thought it may be Napoleon from the Outlaws. Napoleon was a hating and angry ass ninja. Go to his old interviews before the Muslim era. He on now. He always hating on Tupac. Oh, come on, man. Nah, man. I can't. I'm not gonna start with that. Come on, brother. We ain't gonna put that on the young bro, the young bull. We not gonna do that. You know what I mean? But we are gonna get back into the facts. We gonna get into the facts. Cause Keefy D go to court in what, 2 days? What's today? Today is Monday, October 30th. So he go to court in what, 3 days? The 31st, the 1st, the 2nd. So he go to court on Wednesday, right? Or is it Thursday? Tomorrow will be the 31st. Thursday. Keefy D is back in court on Thursday, right? So being that he goes back to court on Thursday, I want to do a nice recap of all the capping that's been going on with your boy Wedgie the Pamper Wrong, right? Wedgie wheelchair wrong, right? I'm waiting for my 5 pictures from any of y'all. I told you I got a reward for any of y'all. 5 pictures with Wedgie and Tupac. That's all I want. 5 pictures. I got a reward. Undisclosed amount. If you could provide 5 pictures with Wedgie Wrong Jr. or Wedgie Wheelchair Jr., 5 pictures of him and Pac. I got a reward. 5 pictures. Since y'all believe he was so tight with Pac, and he was so cool with Pac, I need 5 pictures of him with Pac. That go for anybody. I got a reward. 5 pictures with Wedgie and Pac. Since y'all want to believe that he was around Pac and he know Pac and him and Pac was cool, just give me 5 pictures, okay? 5 pictures. 5 pictures. He should be able to give y'all 5 pictures, right? I told y'all I worked with Dame, right? At Rockefeller. I guarantee you, you can find 5 pictures of me and Dame, even if I don't provide them. I guarantee you, you'll find them. I need 5 pictures, just 5. Now, I've been asking for this for 3 days now. Your man's bad. He back on the internet with a new interview, right? Why didn't he provide the 5 pictures? Just 5 pictures with him and Pop. Or him and Bootleg J, the little white boy. Tell him to provide. Either one of them. They got a whole channel built around Tupac. I need to see 5 pictures of them with Tupac. Since y'all want to believe that these stories, since y'all want to believe that they can name a channel after Pac and tell Pac stories, show me 5 pictures of them with Tupac. I'm waiting. Show no joke. Let's get to the show. All right. We got a good one for you. I know it's early, but I got to do this now. Choke no joke. I'm about to get greasy on them. Let's go. Shout out to all my people on the West Coast that rock with me. And they, y'all ain't hating on me just because I'm from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? I lived all around this goddamn country. I lived on the West Coast too, okay? For a little stint, all right? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody from the West Coast, man. That ain't mad at me that I'm out here kicking the truth. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't believe that lying ass nigga locking gang niggas, robbing up the gangs, planting stuff on gangs, stealing niggas commissary and stuff, robbing jail when they was jailers, robbing jailers, robbing drug dealers, snitching on niggas, sending niggas to jail, getting and indicted, doing jail time. Don't you know if you put a person like that on the stand that they are listed as not a credible source because they got all kinds of convictions and jail time and robberies and like, are you, and y'all believe this fool? Come on, man. Let's get to the show, man. This one right here go out to all the real ones on the West Coast that don't mess with pork butts.
Palm tree the trees and the palms of dealers and fiends. Late night roam the streets. Weed is weaker, but it's cheaper. Not many chicks frontin' like divas. Out west, every chick's a model like Eva, and you know I'm far from believing her. So I'm G'ing her like she G'ing me. Banging in LA is a different thing. At the end, you either dead on the bang, getting out, doing better things. On Sunset, where they hang. Hollywood, where they hustle for change. Times Square here, it's the same. No matter where you go, you'll find a lane. On the west, they kick it with Kane. On the east, trees the social thing. East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. When I'm on the west and I'm doing my thing, don't offer me coke or your nose I bang. Friends don't offer other deadly things. Thanks for the hospitality, we'll still hang. I won't judge you, leave me as I came. On the road to success, top of the game. Eat all the finer things in the food chain. Teach my kids to do the same. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. Gotta love life and offer wonderful things. Being to travel is a privileged thing. Came back to the East, air wasn't fresh. Streets filled with trash, various people in the ass. It's easy to tell who's upper middle class. Police and racism, same as crash. Back to where they not social, where they less vocal. When they don't know you, be careful, show you around the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap East Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, pop your bottles and toss the cork. If you rap West Coast, both coasts are known to give you fame. Got paparazzi playing cameras your way. Got you bobbing and weaving like Cassius Clay. Most thugs turn Muslim in older days. Change their name to Allah they pray. Probably till they decay. This go out to the east and west. For Big and Pac, y'all let's connect. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap West Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. You can't get the West without the ES. So it's manifested that we connect. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes, baby. You know what it is. Greg on the track. Rest in peace, baby. Either war, we here now. You know what it is.
Choke, no joke. Smile treatment, you know. Yeah.
Choke, no joke. You know what it is. We in the building. We in the building. Oh, let me turn my Instagram on. I forgot I'm not banned no more. Choke, no joke. Let's go. Let's go. I know I'm early. And my 7 o'clock is going to be like, Choke, you went on early. We missed it. Because you know these notifications don't go out. Now, I've been doing a lot of studying, right? The fact that Wedgie keep going at me and talking about I'm dirtying up the case and want to slander, it just make me do more research because I know he's lying due to the fact that there's so many inconsistencies in his story, right? Instagram, I'm live on YouTube. I gotta stop leaving that goddamn door open, letting these goddamn gnats in. All right, y'all. So the slander don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the bullshit, slander, accusations. I don't care about all that, right? I hit back with the facts. I hit back with the truth, right? Um, in my research, I've been finding lots of inconsistencies in these stories, right? Now, the number one thing is Wedgie's guilt, right? You can see Wedgie's guilt. Wedgie, the wheelchair Professor X, head detective, right? You can see his guilt and his attack on people that speak just the facts, right? Like even right now, he's sitting there going that Suge Knight about a story where Akon and he's not even involved in. He don't even know what happened. He wasn't even there. But he's sitting there talking about it as if he was there or he knows if this man is lying or not. You don't know. Like, and this is what I keep saying. Like, y'all go on this dude's channel to hear Tupac stories, and this nigga was not around Tupac. He can't provide you no pictures or anything showing him and Tupac laughing and kikiing. Not even in the picture. And y'all be believing this bullshit, right? Now they say that I'm muddying up the case. How am I muddying up the case? By reading the transcripts, right? I'm muddying up the case from reading the transcripts. I'm muddying up the case by providing evidence, factual evidence, right? Wedgie wasn't at the MGM Grand during the fight. Wedgie wasn't with the cars when the shooting happened. Wedgie didn't see nothing. But keep telling everybody who was there and what happened, and Keefe D's going to jail. And then, how do you know this? You wasn't nowhere around. Now let's go to the facts, right? Let me pull up Kadafi's statement, right? Now this is Kadafi's statement, right? And what I want to show right here is why is Wedgie fighting so hard to contradict Kadafi or Mr. Fuller's the only eyewitness outside of Suge Knight, right? Why are y'all listening to Wedgie over Kadafi. Why are y'all listening to Reggie, who was fired by Tupac prior to this, right? Who's great friends with Sharitha, right? Who is the head of security. That is factual. That Suge Knight told him to put 2 security guards on Pac and 4 or 5 over at the club, right? Reggie didn't do any of that. Hired by Death Row, Right Way Protective Services was hired by Death Row to do security for him. Suge Knight is the head of Death Row Records. He gives the orders. He tells you to put 2 guys on Tupac and 4 or 5 guys over at the club. That's a fact, right? That didn't happen. The order was not carried out. And he's paying you. Whether Pac fired him or not, the label is still paying for protection. But y'all listen to this guy who wasn't with them when this shooting happened and wasn't with them when the fight happened. But he can tell y'all exactly who was there and call his father and tell his father who did it within minutes. Within minutes. Who did it? Within minutes, Snoop got a phone call. During the process of Pac getting shot, Snoop got the Nextel walkie-talkie, according to Warren G, and he can hear the incident going on. He didn't say that he heard on the walkie-talkie Tupac got shot. He said he heard the incidents that was going on. Then they got the phone call. What happened? And he's all the way in California. But for some reason, Reggie was able to call his father that night. He testified to that. Reggie testified that he called his father within minutes and told him that Southside shot Tupac and Suge. His father, within minutes of getting the call from Reggie, called Robert Bobby Ladd from the infamous Blondie and Ladd from Compton. They known as Dirty Cops. They called them Blondie and Ladd. He got the call from Reggie Pops within minutes of the shooting. I'm not talking about them at the hospital. These niggas is getting called while they still pulled over with the police. So Reggie could call his pops and say Southside did it within minutes of the shooting. And for years, nobody knows who did it. But he knew the nigga that was not at the scene of the fight or the shooting. Robert Bobby Ladd testified in the grand jury that Reggie's father called him within minutes of the shooting. Minutes. And told him Southside did it. The war's coming back to Compton. How's the war coming back to Compton? And Suge's still trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. The next night or the next day, when Suge called me and everybody at his house, they're trying to figure out what happened. But before they could even have the meeting with everybody, Reggie already called his father and told him Southside did it. His father already called Bobby Ladd, Robert Ladd, and said Southside did it. The war's coming to Compton. Which just started a whole bunch of phone calls in Compton. Yo, Southside just did it. Southside did it. Southside did it. So when everybody's watching on the news, Tupac and Suge got shot, the word in Compton already from Reggie is Southside did it. Which we did what? Incited a war. You know how many cops got, how many people got shot and killed because of that one phone call that Southside did it? Before anybody was convicted, nobody's even convicted today. 27 years later, nobody is proven guilty in the court of law as he had killed who shot Tupac. But Reggie was able to call the same night and tell his father that Southside did it. So where was Reggie at, y'all? Where was Reggie at? To know for a fact that Keefy D and Orlando did it and to be mad at Suge Knight for saying free Keefy D. It don't matter what color Keefy D come from. It don't matter what color Suge Knight hung around. Them niggas come from the sandbox together. Whatever choices they made to go their way in life, they still was childhood friends. So him saying free Keefy D, what's wrong with that? Because Snoop did a song or worked on the soundtrack with Orlando Anderson people. And you ain't got nothing to say about that? Snoop is on the whole soundtrack. Orlando Anderson's people, Big Dre, the nigga that was in the car that y'all can't figure out who did the shooting, Orlando or Big Dre. Snoop did a whole fucking, his whole crew did a whole album with these niggas. And you not mad at him, but you mad at Suge for saying free Keefy D. Make it make sense. And y'all sit there and y'all go and believe Reggie over Kadafi. Y'all believe Reggie over Suge Knight. These niggas got y'all talking about, oh, Suge is a liar. Suge is a liar. He's not credible. How many of y'all, you personally, saw Reggie get up there and tell lies? How many times you personally seen this nigga tell different stories? You. I done showed you a gang of them. Niggas taking Suge joking, saying Tupac is alive and in Cuba as, oh, that nigga was lying. Like he don't know Pac is dead. You ask him a dumbass question, you gonna get a dumbass answer. Now let me get back to Kadafi, right? You know what? This statement makes more sense now to me. Which one is this? 5781. Look. Don't this make more sense now? Yami, good looking. Appreciate you. Look, don't it make sense now when Kadafi, when the police asked him, do you know why somebody might want to do this? And he say jealousy. Could he have been talking about snooping though? With Pac coming over there to the label and taking over? Could he been talking about it? Could he been talking about that? Then you got right here, right? That's all I could think of. Okay, when you guys left the MGM, where did you go to get dressed? Okay, at your hotel, Suge's house. Suge's house, is that someone here in Las Vegas? Hold on, let me just go to the identity of the shooter. So right here, right? He said, and when you got to Flamingo, what did you guys do? Stopped at the corner and they started shooting, right? Okay, let me do it this way. Now look, well, you guys stopped at the light. Is that where you stopped? Yeah. What kind of vehicle was it the suspect was in? A white caddy. Do you have any idea what year it was? Uh-uh. Was it a newer or older one? A newer one. Could you tell if it was a two-door or a four-door? I'm not sure, but you sure it was white and that it was a newer one? I think it was a four-door. Could you tell if it had tinted windows? No, I seen bodies. How many people do you think were in the car? 4. You pretty certain of that? Yeah. Could you tell black, white, Mexican? Black. Could you tell about any hairstyles of any of them? No. Did they say anything as they pulled up? No. What happened when they pulled up alongside your brother's car? They pulled up and started shooting. I seen a gun and I heard gunshots. Okay, where did you see the gun at? Out the window. Which window? The front or the back? It's hard to tell. I believe it was the front, though. That's the driver's window? So there was just one gun as far as you could tell. Yeah. All right. Where was I? Okay. So there was just one gun as far as you could tell. Yeah. Could you tell what kind of gun it was? No. Could you tell what color it was? Black. Could you tell if it was a revolver or automatic? Or automatic? You're certain. You're certain of that. Uh-huh. What makes you certain of that? Because I seen it. And you think it was the driver shooting? Either the driver or someone shooting from the back out of the front window. Could you see the arm of the shooter? Looked dark. When you say dark, dark skin, or when you say dark skin, or yeah, dark skin. Okay. It wasn't a fair skin. Could you tell which arm it was, left or right? No. Is there anything about his car you can tell me about that's going to help us out at all? No. Besides, it was a white. Besides, it was a caddy, white. Would you be able to recognize anybody that was in that car? The driver. Now check it out. The driver. You got a close enough look at him? What is it about him that you recall? Brown skin, light skin, but not my light, not as light as me. Okay. Did he have any facial hair? Yeah. What? A little bit. A little mustache. I think his head was bald and he had a cap. He was wearing a cap. What kind of cap? A white hat. A baseball cap? Yeah. Could you tell what kind of shirt he was wearing? Uh-uh. Was he wearing glasses? No. Is there anything else about this guy that's distinguishable? No. Besides, he looked like a bitch. I'm sorry? He looked like a bitch. Why do you say that? Because he looks soft in the face. Anything else you can think about this guy? Nope. Nothing else. Is there anything else you can add to this statement? No. This statement is concluded. Same day, 2:30 a.m., same people present, right? Now let's go back. Brown skin, light skin, but not my light. And you know, he's like high yellow, light, right? Not as light as me. Okay. Did he have any facial hair? Yeah. What? A little bit mustache, a little mustache. I think his head was bald and he had a cap. He was wearing a cap. What kind? A white hat. Now, Suge told us the shooter was not Orlando, right? For one, Orlando has an afro. He's dark skinned, not light skinned. And he didn't have this uh baseball cap on, right? We didn't see him at the MGM with a hat on. And he fought every, let me show y'all some shit, right? Oh, okay. I know how I can get it. All right. Man, where is it? Oh, I know how to pull it up. This whole thing is a lie, bro. Now, when you look at Kadafi's statement, right? When he say there's a light-skinned person, right? There's a light-skinned person in the car, right? Driving with a hat with a little mustache. These is everybody that Reggie and them is saying is in the car. Him and Gray Kate and everybody and Orlando Anderson. Which one of these dudes can pass for light skin? None of them, right? None of these dudes can pass for light skins. Now the dude here, Terrence Brown, right? Terrence Brown, they got as the driver. They got him on tape in the police investigation and interrogation. He tells them, I wasn't in Vegas. They know he wasn't there. They got him. If they had him there, they can show him he was there. Clearly, he had an alibi to where he was at. But if you go listen on Murder Rap, he says he was not in Vegas, right? So that eliminates Terrence Brown. Take him out the car. Facts prove he was not in the car, right? Facts prove Orlando Anderson, according to Suge Knight, was not the shooter. Facts are proven to Kadafi that Orlando wasn't the shooter. Right? So why y'all keep believing Wedgie when Wedgie keep telling y'all that Keefy D and them did it? Why are y'all believing the nigga that took the guns off of them, took the walkie-talkies off of them, the Nextel walkie-talkie phones off of them? Why are y'all believing them? When Kadafi telling you it was a bald-headed, light-skinned nigga with a hat on. Which one of these dudes is light-skinned? What Kadafi ain't see what he see? Now think about it. KVD, this nigga cannot remember the story. So whoever told him the story and told him certain stuff, he could not remember it. And why you think he can't remember it? He don't know if he passed this dude the gun, say, oh, I don't want the gun, I don't want the gun. You tell me all these niggas are straight killers and niggas is bitching up when it come to doing something when the nigga got beat up, stomped out? Why do y'all believe crooked police? Why would you believe a cop with a jail record? Is that shit an oxymoron or what? A cop with a jail record? Kadafi is telling y'all it was a light-skinned dude with a bald head. Reggie fit the description more than Orlando Anderson do, don't you think? The nigga bald, little mustache with a hat, and look like a bitch in the face. That look like, did that sound like Orlando or does that sound like Reggie? Where was you at, Reggie, when this happened? Can anybody talk about your whereabouts? Because if Mark Williams is at 662 saying he being the head of security and Keefe D and them niggas is sitting outside in the car, where was you? When niggas is getting jumped at the MGM Grand getting their ass beat, where was you? Did you have a hat that day? Did you have a baldy back then? Because none of these niggas is light skinned. None of them. None of them is light skinned. You fit Kadafi's description of the shooter more than anybody else. It's about 2 light-skinned niggas in that situation, or fairly light-skinned. That would be you, David Mack, and Rafael Perez. So if y'all need proof, go to Murder Rap and listen to Terry's confession. He was not in Vegas. They tried to force him and make him say he was in Vegas. He was not in Vegas. So Terry's not your driver. According to Kadafi, Terry's not your driver. But why does your boy Reggie keep telling y'all that Sugar's lying? And he wasn't there. If you wasn't there, why are you so adamant about who did it? How do you know more than everybody that was there? Same thing with the Biggie case. You came with this whole Poochie thing. You the one that told Greg Caden that Poochie was killed. I mean, that Southside. And that's another contradiction in your lies. You told Greg Caden Southside killed Biggie. Then you turned around and said it was Poochie. Poochie ain't even down with Southside. So where did you get Southside killed Biggie and then turned around and say Poochie killed Biggie? How you know who doing all the killing? So every time you the suspect, you seem to know who did it when it ain't them that did it. And then you lied again. I've been doing my research, buddy. How many of y'all remember Wedgie saying that he went to the hospital? From what I'm hearing, Reggie never showed up to the hospital. Why do y'all think that is? He never showed up to the hospital, y'all. Why do y'all think that is? You're not at the MGM Grand when the fight go down. You're not at the shooting, and you didn't show up to the hospital. That's not strange to nobody. And ironically, Snoop got the Nextel walkie-talkie that you got, and he can hear everything that's going on in Vegas, according to Warren G. That ain't no alleged. Warren G said they can hear everything that was going on with Tupac. And then they got the call afterwards and said he was shot. So what was they hearing that was going on with Tupac? Got him. Yo, don't talk over the radio. And whatever else was said prior to that. So why does Wedgie want to convince us that it was Keefe D? If you see any of Keefe D's interviews in regarding that night, you know for a fact this nigga cannot tell one straight story when it comes to this situation. He can't remember nothing. But you know who know everything? Wedgie. Y'all keep letting Professor X sit in that chair and mind school y'all. Play with your heads. This nigga sitting there talking about a story with Akon that he has no idea about. He didn't talk to these girls. He didn't talk to the girl's mother. The dude Detail is in jail for the same thing that Suge talked about. He's in jail for the same thing Suge talked about. Akon just never was implicated in the crime, but Detail is in jail for it. Matter of fact, let's pull it up. The niggas talk about Suge be lying. This is the guy they talking about here. Some of y'all remember this nigga used to be around here dressing real weird and acting weird. This is the guy, Detail. The Grammy Award-winning music producer Detail was arrested Wednesday on more than a dozen charges of sexual assault, authorities said. The 41-year-old producer, known for producing hits for R&B and hip-hop acts, was held on nearly $6.3 million bail, according to a statement from Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Details, whose real name is Noel Christopher Fisher, was charged on July 31st with 15 counts of sexual assault and 5 counts of felony assault. The statement said he is accused of crimes between 2010 and 2018. Detectives submitted the case to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office in January. The statement said it didn't provide other details. Mr. Fisher was just arrested some hours ago, and I have not had an opportunity to speak to him or look at the charges. Let me see what he got convicted of. Let me see what he got convicted of. Damn. Oh, sentence. Let me see. Damn, nobody got the follow-up story. Wait, this might be it. But that's good. I can't see how much time he got. How much time did producer he did he get sentenced? I don't know. I don't even think he got sentenced yet. Well, he got 5 rape charges. Well, he facing 225 years if convicted. But the point is like, why are you sitting there talking about something if you wasn't in the goddamn room when it comes to something like that? Like, nigga, you don't know these niggas. You do not know these niggas to be sitting there defending them with something like that. Like these women's, I'm not saying all women are honest, but I doubt that this mother would make up this man. Come on, man. Stop listening to Reggie mind screw y'all from the wheelchair. That's Professor X. He is mind screwing y'all. Don't just go with your common sense. Do not sit there and let him tell you anything. Just go with your common sense. He wasn't at the fight. He wasn't at the caravan. In the caravan when the shooting occurred. How could he tell you that it was Keefe D? Or Orlando? When you got 2 of the witnesses, Suge and Kadafi, both saying it was not Orlando. Why are y'all listening to this dude? Talking about I'm muddying up the case. No, I'm showing you, y'all need to start looking at this whole situation where the whole blue side is mad at the red side. Because all the blue niggas is alive and well and on the streets, and outside of Suge, everybody else is dead. I'm telling you that Suge doing that podcast got this nigga shook and scared. Why? Because all their lies that they've been telling that they was able to tell because Suge was being silent was flying. Like y'all niggas believing this nigga had a relationship with Tupac. This nigga be sitting there telling these bullshit ass stories that he heard from other people, and y'all going for it, bro. OG Patrice, if you say Suge is not credible, why? Tell me where Suge is not credible. Other than he said Tupac is alive and in Cuba, tell me where he's not credible. And if you, I will drop the link for you. You tell me you believe Reggie over Suge Knight. Please let me know if I could drop the link for you so you could come in and tell us where Suge Incredible at and why you believe Reggie over Suge. The only nigga that ain't snitching. There ain't no federal informant. OG Patrice, can I drop the link for you so you could come in and tell us why Suge ain't credible? I'm not saying you right or wrong. All I'm saying is you come on and explain to where Suge ain't credible. Come on and shoot holes in his stories. I bet you I could show you 5 pictures with Suge and Tupac. OG Patrice, where you at? There you go, OG Patrice. We got OG Patrice.
Hey, Cho, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing okay. No, I was
Okay, the
saying
floor
that.
is yours.
No, I was just saying that I didn't think Suge was that credible because I mean it's been 27 years, and if Pac is his boy, you know what I'm saying, and he was in the car, he should have possibly more than likely seen who did it. Why is he not just saying? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I was saying, and I'm saying if he gonna say free Keefe D and Orlando was not the killer, well then damn sure who was. That's all I'm saying because I definitely don't believe in Reggie. I don't believe nothing he's saying. I don't believe nothing Caden's saying. But my point is still saying Pac was your artist. Pac was your boy. Pac made him millions of dollars. I understand about the street code and all of that, but to save face and you've been locked up, you would think that even to get him a lighter sentence or some kind of deal, his case can be looked at again. Why is it he saying? That's the only thing I'm saying, Choke. You know what I mean?
Wait, I understand that, but I need you to speak on his credibility, why he's not credible.
But I'm saying it's not okay. That's what I'm saying. The credibility is if you're saying who aren't the killers, you're not saying who is the killers, right? And that's where for me the I'm questioning the credibility on some things that he's saying. Okay, he said if you find out who did this to Biggie, you'll find out who killed Pac or vice versa. However he put it, right? And I know that there's probably multiple strings that go along with it. But why has Suge been keeping this for 27 years and not spoken just pretty much blatantly to even leading the authorities to the right people? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just find it, and then when they asked him, is he gonna testify? He was like, no, I ain't gonna testify. I ain't gonna get on no stand. Why? That's the only thing I'm saying. Why?
I can answer that to you in one word. Well, you can answer that question for yourself. What would they
Hmm.
call him if he did that?
Oh yeah, I know, snitch. I get it.
That's it.
I,
That's the only reason. That's it. Having street code, getting into some street shit. He's sticking to the street rules. That's it. But he ain't gonna
so,
let a nigga go to jail and
but
then
this the thing, so he gone down the hill when actually he was in the car and could have got unalive too. Like you go down that hill, you know what I'm saying, to keep the street code when you actually got glazed by the bullet, you could have been a victim as well, and you still ain't gonna even talk. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, like I said, them being gang, not should being in the gang, but all that
Hmm.
being surrounded by gang shit. That only motherfuckers like Wedgie get go and cooperate with the police and this and other. Cause the motherfucker, he ain't no real street nigga. You know what I'm saying? They play
Right.
by the rules that they the gang banging rules. You know what I'm saying? Orlando and them was gangbangers. The mob is gangbangers. They not like Wedgie and them that's gonna go and cooperate with the police and set niggas up and send niggas to jail. If we banging in the streets, we banging in the streets.
Right, I get it, and I know there ain't no honor amongst thieves when it come to that, right? And I know that Reggie is definitely, was one of those crooked cops or whatever. Like my one of my good friends is Frank Anderson was his Frank Alexander was his uncle. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that look suspicious in this case as far as like why did Reggie tell them all of a sudden not to carry guns and things of that nature. So yeah, I get it. Like Reggie is definitely ain't credible. I'm just not understanding the part with Suge being in the car and could have been a victim himself. So that was the only
And
reason why I was saying that.
know that Suge didn't even know about Reggie telling the security and the lawyers telling them that they can't have their guns. They didn't even have no idea about that shit.
So Reggie, oh, okay. See, I didn't know that part of it. I mean, I'm still learning things too as it go. Like, I be on my big bro channel as well, on Big Jean's channel as well. And I always watch you and been following you for a minute now and trying to follow the case. But just trying to understand. I get it about the street code. But like most of them, the alleged ones that's in the car, if that is true for the people that was in the car, the only one is alive is Keefe D. So then
Hey,
if Keefe
what made you believe that Keefe D was in this car?
No, no, no. Right. I'm saying allegedly from what had been being said for the last 27 years, right? So just say that's the scenario, right? So if just allegedly, if that's the scenario, he the only one alive. Then if Suge saying it wasn't him, then it had to be one of the deceased, right? It had to be the Tim, it had to be the Orlando, or what's the other guy that was in the vehicle?
Dre.
Dre, right?
No.
So then
What if that whole story is a lie and none of them is in the car?
okay, right, because we talking about the light skin and all of that, and I heard somebody else say that as well. That somebody told them that it was a light skin arm that came out the window and that did the shooting or whatever, and that could very well be the scenario. That's not the first time I heard about this whole light skin thing, and like you said, none of them aren't light skinned. But
Right.
again, the key to this whole thing, and it's been 27 years. The key to this whole thing, to me, is Suge, right?
Right.
So, like I said, I guess he decided to down that hill, even though he could have been a victim in that car. That part I don't understand, and maybe
Okay.
it's
So
because.
listen to this part real quick.
Hmm.
You keep saying Suge is the only key to this, right?
Well, as far as a key
The
witness,
only reason y'all don't believe Suge is because y'all listening to Reggie.
no,
Because
I don't listen to Reggie. I don't even listen to him.
not you. Well, most people don't believe Suge because they listen to Reggie trying to discredit Suge and saying that Suge ain't credible, right? Now think about this. You really think that if Orlando shot Tupac and Suge, right? And then Keefe D was in this car, right? Do you
Hmm.
really believe that Suge would have allegedly paid this nigga 60 grand to come testify on his behalf, right? And do you think that if he killed, if or Keefe D had anything to do with Tupac getting killed, that this nigga would say free Keefe D and disrespect Tupac's whole family?
Right, that don't make sense. But I thought that he paid that to Orlando to come testify, not Keefe D. I
Yeah,
thought
he
Suge
did.
paid Orlando.
Yeah, but we're giving it to Orlando. If he had killed Tupac, do you a nigga that's sitting in jail right now that could tell on somebody and probably get out? You think that he would have gave this dude 60 grand if he really killed Tupac?
Right, and I get that part. That's why I'm saying for him to say free Keefe D, Orlando wasn't the shooter. He definitely know who was. If he processed it of elimination them out and saying it absolutely was not them, then he absolutely have to know who it was. That's all I'm saying.
And he do. But the fact that because he not telling, you know what I'm saying, is,
Right.
is why people may be upset and looking at him. But like he said from day one, I don't get paid to solve homicides and all of that. And let me just say this:
Mm-hmm.
what if it's the police? What if it was the corrupt cops? If
Right. Right.
someone said, "Yo, it was the police," what the fuck you think is gonna happen?
Right. Yeah. He'll be a dead man walking in prison. So yeah, I get it. Because I know it runs deep, and obviously, if he's saying the same thing about Pac and Big, and I strongly believe that the LAPD is involved in Big's demise for sure. So if he said that, and he did say that, that did come out of Suge's mouth. If you saw one, you saw the other. Maybe he's dropping nuggets and hints without really openly saying it. So that could be factual too. But yeah, I don't even watch Reggie. I don't know what Reggie be talking about or what he be saying. I know there's a lot of holes in his story and things of that nature too. Just like I don't believe that my family friend Frank Alexander, I don't believe he self-deleted himself either. I believe it's something deeper with that because I know that Reggie and them and people them was threatening him as well. So the rabbit hole goes deep. Choke. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. I don't know.
Let
I
me ask
felt
you
the
this.
way. I felt the way about. I just felt the way about 27 years go by, and I guess he gonna down that hill with not actually saying who did it. But I get it.
And you never know. He may say it,
On his deathbed, he may.
he may. But you got to think of his situation that he's in. And let's just say it was the cops, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going to happen to them?
No, I feel you. Because like I said, that rabbit hole goes deep. I mean, what's the name? Them wasn't Mac and them and Ramirez. They wasn't the Perez. I mean, they wasn't the only dirty cops. I know it's full of them. It definitely goes deep. When you looking at a $400+ million lawsuit that possibly would have bankrupt, the LAPD department in the city of Los Angeles, yeah, they gonna do everything in their power to not solve either one of the murders if they are definitely linked to each other from what Suge is, hinting to in that statement he made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I'm following. I'm
So
following you.
let
I'm
me let
following
me
Big
ask
James.
you
So
before you
go,
go. Let me ask you.
yeah.
So what
hmm
what is the story behind Frank's death?
Okay, so Frank Alexander. Now, from what my family friend says, like I said, he is the nephew of Frank Alexander. He has said he has just spoke to Frank a week ago. Frank was going back home to Chicago to see family and stuff because that's where we are from, right? And his niece was the one that went to see Pac and everything. She was in the wheelchair. She had the accident. That's his niece. That's my god brother's niece, right?
Okay.
So he said he had just spoke to Frank. You know what I'm saying? And he said Frank was in good spirits, excited about coming home, seeing family. Yada yada this, and allegedly wasn't nobody there in the house allegedly when it happened, but him and his wife. Now you talking about a military trained man, Choke, He knows that even if all the bullets are empty in the gun, and you playing around or you waving it, it's a possibly still a bullet in the chamber. Come on, we talking about a militant, military trained man, and he just gonna accidentally shoot himself. Come on, it just don't sound right. I just think something shady there too, because he was getting threats. I think everybody knew that. He felt very, very guilty, very, very remorseful. He went into a state of depression, after Pac's death, because a lot of that, as Pac's personal bodyguard, you feel responsible when you're responsible for a person's life. And I know there was Michael Moore and all, like Pac had rotations of security guards, but like when that whole thing came down with allegedly when Pac had fired Reggie Wright, the Wright security, he personally spoke to Frank and told Frank, "You ain't going nowhere. I still want you." But Reggie just had to go. Pac knew that he was embezzling or stealing money or whatever he was doing, and he didn't really care for him, but he knew Frank was down for him. Anytime if he let Frank's niece come, and Pac was so damn good to that girl, you know what I'm saying? Like he was a real one. Like the whole time that they was on the set of Gridlock and everything, they got to hang out with Pac. Pac was good to her and everything. And even after that, the police in Illinois broke into their establishment and took a lot of artifacts and stuff that Pac gave her to keep, like his driver's license and stuff like that. They took all that stuff from her. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely know it goes deep. The rabbit hole goes deep. I personally do not believe that my godbrother's uncle off himself. I'll never believe that. That man was military trained, served in the Marines. He fought for his country. He served. He know how to handle and carry guns. Come on, how you gonna be careless to know? Just come on now. It just don't sound right. That's all I'm saying. It don't sound right.
So they saying he accidentally shot himself.
Yeah, yeah. They said it was accident. Yeah, accident. Come on. Again, you're talking about a military trained man.
Wow,
Okay.
man. Wait till I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah.
Oh
But
man.
Chuck, I need to talk to you behind the scenes too, because we working on some stuff for the trial. So I need to holler at you. Can I inbox you or something?
Yeah.
Cause I heard you saying you coming, to Vegas. And I grew up in Chicago. Listen, Jewel was one of my really good friends. God rest her soul. That's
right.
how deep the rabbit hole goes for me. Like I know Danny Boy, I know Jewel and all of that. I lived in Vegas for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I know Frank Alexander's family personally, so that's why I just feel a way about this whole situation. And it's been 27 years, and neither one of these young men's demise has been, nobody's been held accountable for it. It's ridiculous that it's that long, which makes me think that it's definitely, got something to do with possibly law enforcement. No doubt. No doubt, because they
Right.
don't
If
care.
it was some regular nigga shit, it would have been solved a
That
long
that's
time ago.
that's what I was just getting ready to say, Choke, a long time ago. Because we are tell on each other to get a good deal in the minute so and so did it, so on. But that's never been the case. That's never been the case. Now, my curiosity is definitely wondering about that $1 million check, how deep that rabbit hole goes, and can they trace that back to Bad Boy Entertainment or your boy Cream Puff Honeycombs? That's questionable too.
Somewhat, but I think that is being used as that's being used to what you call it,
Hmm.
cover up that this shit is really some blood crip shit under the death row umbrella. Death row is into nightlife and the death row records. And when Pac and Snoop had that beef, and then
Hmm.
that last beef where he said that he was cool with Biggie and them on the radio.
Yeah,
When would you ever want to see Pac and Snoop again together after that?
I didn't. So I don't know how true
And
that
how
was
was
either.
they going to move forward? If they riding on Biggie like that, and now Snoop is over on the West Coast saying he allies with Biggie and Puff. Where do you see Pac and Snoop going?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I didn't see them together anymore. And listen, and one time okay, because I've been in the entertainment industry too for like 30 years, and I was on tour with somebody, and I was in California. I did not meet Pac personally, but I damn sure heard him in the studio because I went to visit Jewel and she was in the studio. I know how the setup was over there on Wilshire. Snoop's studio was like in front of Pac's. Pac's was kind of in the back, but I could hear Pac, doing his thing. He was actually working on the Machiavelli album at the time, which was the last album that he had to do for Death Row. Because I believe truly, definitely, I know he was talking to Frank about definitely leaving Death Row. It's so many, it's so many faucets, you know what I'm saying, too. Like I said, but we gotta talk behind the scenes too, because there's some other stuff.
Yeah,
But
hit me with an email right there. Right
what's your
at
email?
choke no joke at
Choke
Gmail.
no joke at gmail. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
send
hit
me
you
an
with an email.
email and then send your number and I'll call you and stuff.
Okay. All right, thanks. All right.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. What's your name
Okay.
again?
Patrice.
All right, Patrice.
All
Appreciate
right. No
you.
problem.
OGP.
OG Patrice. And that stands for original goddess, not gangster, because I ain't never been a gangster. All
Okay,
right, Choke. See you later.
later. Shout out to OG Patrice in the building. All right. Original gangstress. That's original goddess. She says it's original gangstress. Yeah, but seriously speaking though, I need y'all to really think about that, right? Snoop says he ain't got no beef with Biggie and them, right? Where does Death Row go from there? He already didn't want to go to the fight, right? So I picture them niggas in the studio together after that. Picture them niggas doing the show or something after that. You think Pac fucking with Snoop after they got on the radio and said he ain't got no beef with Big? Come on, man. Come on, man. Imagine Tony Yayo telling 50 Cent, nigga, I ain't got beef with Ja Rule. What you think is going to happen between Tony Yayo and 50 Cent? If Yayo told 50, nigga, I ain't got beef with Ja Rule no more. I ain't got, those my niggas, they from Queens just like we are. I ain't got beef with them. What you think is going to happen between 50 and Yayo? Well, put that same mindset and Snoop and Tupac moving forward. After he went on the radio in the middle of the beef with these niggas, after Snoop in their studio doing diss songs, this, that, and the other, he goes and publicly says he has no beef. Where do you see Tupac and Snoop relationship going? And they was already physically, they done had physical altercations between Snoop and Pac, the Dog Pound, the Outlaws, Snoop and some of the Dog Pound. They had physical shit that y'all don't know about. What was going to happen moving forward? Think about it. So now Snoop is down with Bad Boy. Snoop is down with Bad Boy and Biggie now. And him and Pac is both still on death row. Y'all tell me how that works. Right? Y'all tell me how that works. And then think about what happened in Vegas. I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'll be back.
Choke no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's the A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Osley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eye, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it, for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Suck my nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Osley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eye, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it, for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. The thought that's black.
Jay told me in no certain terms that, you know, no rapper can really afford to look bad in front of him. So it's almost like we gotta blackball him.
Shout out to Jay-Z for seeing the big picture here.
Yeah, and it was a hard pill to swallow.
Tariq, you kill the weeds, not the seeds that grow the trees. And as long as you alive, Dame should have a milli. Fuck you mean bleed. Nigga, don't get me started. You know I'm retarded and lion-hearted. You flipped on your peeps for those peoples in them white sheets. Like you pro-black. We pass nil and how you shit on cat.
Did you kneel or would you stand?
Would I what?
Did you kneel or would you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling.
Nigga, you got the check. The pros went back. And that's no cap. Leaving cap. With no salary cap. Your son said you his dad, and you never threw him a pass. Watching his siblings in the stands, say lips, say no, say hands. You say the kid is not your son, they call you Hov, it must be immaculate conception.
Joke out here in DR, my man Delvin, see him?
Yeah. In Dominican Republic.
All right,
Yeah.
we here.
Yeah. Choke no joke. Primo, you ain't want to give me no beat, so I'm stealing one. Take it personal. You know you my guy, Primo, love you. You gonna give me a beat after this one. I never thought that you would cry me, go against me, and backstab me. Third eye is strong, word is bond. Put you on the fakes, and now you won. I gave you support, and you play me. For those who play with butt, yeah, I'm talking Breakfast Club, Revolt, whatever. All I know is birds of a feather. Hang with those that they hate. Once the realness, now you fake, and I see through you. What you gonna do when they book you and your Duke shoot? I know you think I'm expose you. This ain't no threat, take it personal. Choke no joke. 2023, it's all me. You hear me? 2023 is on me. They say why I don't come around the game, cause all y'all do is undercover gay, and I don't play those fucking games. Yo, stop the track, I'm fucking Slay. Rest in peace, K Slay, man. Let's get to the next one.
Joke, no joke. I'll see y'all live tonight, 7 p.m. All right. One love.